How you doing? My name is Thunder, and welcome to another episode of the Need for Speed Most Wanted Car Build, inspired of course by the Fail Race videos because I think he makes excellent content, and if you haven't seen his stuff, please go watch it. In this episode, our car of choice is going to be the Vauxhall Monaro VXR, a car that actually a lot of people I don't seem to know drive quite a bit in this game. I thought I'd switch that up and of course give it a go. Of course, so I'm going to be using every car in this game before I start using any modded cars, because of course why not. So the Monaro VXR has quite a few interesting visual designs, or at least in terms of body kits and designs, and I think this one here looks fantastic. When we look at the stats here, it's down on the top speed, but is very much high on the acceleration and handling. So, will that acceleration and handling help the car out due to its lower and top speed, or will it pretty much be its downfall? So, of course, to find out, we're going to have to go to the Petersburg circuit track, where we're going to have 6 laps to try to go around the track as fast as possible and set the best possible lap time we can get. The current leader is the BMW M3 GTR, which set a 58.33 lap time. Can the Vauxhall beat that time, or will it be sitting somewhere in the middle of the pack, faster than the Cobalt, or will it be at the bottom, but slower than both of them? Of course, there's only one way to find out. Now, one thing I'm definitely already noticing here, which I am definitely not surprised by, is the fact that the Monaro here does not have the amount of grip. Oh, well, that was bad. The amount of grip that the Cobalt and especially the BMW have. You can tell it's quite a bit. It tends to want to slide just a little bit, but not too much. And as I'm already noticing here, the fact that it doesn't have a lot of top speed here, oh god, is definitely not playing to its advantage. Now, of course, I'm just going to quickly take care of this here, and we should be good. And of course, this is just a warm-up lap-o, so this lap will never really, of course, become any of the fastest times we're going to ever have. I'd be quite surprised if that was, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Ooh boy, that's a 1 minute 13.8. Of course, like I said though, opening warm-up laps, so that will never, of course, be the fastest lap we're going to achieve, because all the rest of them are, of course, flying laps instead of course, standing lap or whatever. Yeah, I can't even think of the words now, but you know, it's not a bad car, honestly. I was expecting the Monaro to handle to be a lot more driftier than it actually is. Of course, it still has that small sliding tendencies, but it's just nowhere near to the same extent as it is with some other cars that I've driven before. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Mustang in this game probably slides a bit more than the Monaro here, which is quite surprising. Now, technically, there is kind of realistically 2 variants of this car in the game, because there's also the Pontiac GTO, but I just thought I'd go with the cooler of the 2 first, because the Monaro VXR is just it's a lot more standout in a way to me, and it's got that more cool factor to it, rather that you don't get with the modern day Pontiac GTO. Yeah, 1 minute 6.43. That's not a very good time right now. We gotta see if we can get this car down to try to at least get it closer to just the Cobalt even, because the Cobalt had a 1 minute 1 flat, which was the best time we were able to achieve with it. But as it seems to be here, the car's lack of speed compared to the Cobalt, and especially compared to the M3, is definitely playing as its downfall. And of course, the fact that it's a bit more slidey around corners, which means I can't get as much grip to really keep this car at a high speed around the corners as much as the other 2, is just hurting it even more so. I'm trying to see what I can do though, and well, of course, you know, there's only so much, of course, I can do. I think though that this lap will probably be better than what we did in the previous lap though, so that at least that'll be some kind of consolation prize for that. Let's just try to... Ooh, God, sliding in this. Ooh, okay, 1 minute 6.36. We really have to find a way to cut down some time on this, and like I mentioned before, I cannot use shortcuts, and I cannot use nitrous. It's just as pure and raw as possible with these cars, so it is, of course, what it is. But of course, I'm just seeing what I can do to try to, you know, pull off whatever I can, in fact, pull off. And I think at least the goal for me now would probably be if you can at least get this down to a 1:04 of any sorts. With that, though, we're really going to have to just push as fast as we can with this car, because the fact that its speed is just hurting it, and its handling also somewhat hurts it as well. Not as much as the speed, honestly, but still does to an extent. So I'm trying here. I really want to see if a 1:04 is possible with this car. I really do, but may not be to be. Okay, a 1:05.36. So that's about a whole second cut off, but may not be. But of course, that's definitely not enough to get it even remotely close. Oh God, we are sliding everywhere here. Well, at least we're sliding quite a bit. That's not going to help with the time, to say the least. But we're trying as hard as I can do here. Okay. I got an itch too, which isn't really helping when I'm trying to record this. I gotta keep both my hands on the controller here, and then to let go for a second is a little bit annoying, unless it's kind of like a straightaway area in which I don't have to worry as much. Oh God, yeah, that was awful. That was not very good whatsoever. It's the Monaro's poor traction that is definitely definitely just pushing it down even more so. We just gotta keep trying though with this to see what exactly we can do here. Now, yeah, that was a 1:08.66, so it looks like my hopes of getting the 1:04 may not happen here, which is very unfortunate. But let's just try to see what we can pull off with this last lap. If it beats the 1:05.36, then hooray, and if not, then that will be the best lap that I can achieve with the Monaro here. Of course, like I mentioned, I'm not a perfect driver. I have my mistakes. In fact, if you've seen the fail race video, it's not even... Oh, God. Yeah, this is definitely not beating the time, then. Not even he has perfect laps, either. It's just, you know, something you have to accept with these kind of things. It's just, whatever you can pull off is whatever you can pull off. I'm sure there's someone watching this who can probably do a 1:04, maybe even a 1:03 if they really know how to push this car, but, you know, I'm just doing what I can do, and that's pretty much all I can say about that. At least the car looks nice though, in this like dark red with the Dragon vinyl, and of course the body kit is very nice. So I admit defeat. The Monaro definitely just does not have the pace of the BMW or even the Cobalt. The best time I was able to manage, of course, is a 1:05.36. So as it shows here on the leaderboard, the Monaro sits quite a bit away in last place with the 1:05.36 time. It is pretty much 4 seconds behind the Cobalt at 1:01. And is, of course, pretty much even more so, 7 seconds behind the M3 GTR, which is still sitting at the top. But will we find the car to beat the BMW? We'll see in a future part. I hope you enjoyed this. Please let me know of your thoughts. And, of course, as always, thank you for watching, and take care.